Ja, vi I dag har vi fått med oss Christian Dumard, som det han kaller for marin strateg når det gjelder Vendée Globe-seilasen. Og han skal fortelle oss litt om hvordan situasjonen ser ut, hvordan bildet nå de siste par dagene før båtene kan ventes å gå I mål. Welcome, Christian. Thank you very much for joining us today on the last two very critical days of this Vendée Globe. Which has been extremely close, and it's still quite difficult to predict who is going to win. What do you think?
It's very difficult today to know who is going to cross the finishing line first and then who is going to win, because two boats have a bonus because they rescued Kevin Escoffier. And so until Yannick Bestaven crosses the finishing line, it's going to be difficult to know who is going to win this race.
Yes, and particularly for Boris Herman, it looks pretty good at the moment. That if he can maintain the distance up to the leader, he has a pretty good chance.
Yeah, Boris is about 2 hours behind Yannick Bestaven, and so Boris is about 2 hours behind Apivia, Charlie Dalin. So yeah, he has a bonus of 6 hours, so it looks pretty good for him right now. But the wind is going to come back from the west at the end, and so even Yannick Bestaven could be quite close to the leaders at the end.
So that is for Yannick Bestaven and for Damien Seguin, who is also far to the west.
Yeah, Damien Seguin has no bonus, so he will be probably 6 in the Vendée Globe.
Of course, but he's still pretty close.
But yeah. He could finish maybe 4 or 5 hours behind Yannick Bestaven, so he's doing very well in the west right now. Yeah.
So if you look at the picture right now, it's Darlin who is furthest to the east, and then it is Burton or Burton, however you pronounce it, is in the middle, and then you have Bestaven and Seguin to the left side, to the northwesterly side of the fleet.
Yeah, so for the last ones, there is no other choice than going north, because there will be no wind in the east. And so they have to go north and get the southwesterly wind, which is coming back from the west on the 27th. And for Dalin, there could be a possibility around the Cape Finisterre. So he might go and sail along Cape Finisterre and try to find a little corridor with a little wind to go to the finish. But it's going to be quite difficult for him to sail this course.
So who's going to be the first to finish? Do you think that's going to be Burton?
Dalin or Burton, yeah, one of the two, yeah.
Because they are changing now the lead, and I see that Burton has been driving towards the east, and so if they meet now, it's probably going to be Dalin who is crossing.
Yeah, right now Charlie Dalin has a lead on Burton, but we know that Dalin is sailing faster on one tack and slower on the other tack because of his foul problem. So he's slow on the starboard tack and fast on the port tack. And so it's very difficult to estimate what's going to happen at the end.
Is it going to be strong wind towards Les Sables?
No, they could finish with maybe 18 knots or 20 knots of wind, but probably not more. The wind is going to increase the next day on the 28th. So for Prissimian Group and Jean Le Cam, there should be much more wind on the finishing line.
But Jean Le Cam is too far back to have a chance even on corrected time.
Yeah, and no chance for Jean Le Cam on the corrected time. Yeah. Unfortunately for him, he could gain one, like on the Apicil or Prissimian Group. There could be something between the two, but Jean will not be able to win the race. So he's too far behind.
But it's still remarkable that these two boats, Seguin and Le Cam, with no foiling boats, have been able to keep up so well with the others.
Yeah, and they've been sailing real well. And same for Benjamin Dutreux. So all three boats are old boats. They have been optimized quite well, and I think the boats are in good have not been damaged too much, so they still have the sails, and they can still sail at the full potential of the boat. So they're doing pretty well, and it's remarkable that they're going to finish within 30 hours behind the first one.
So when do you reckon it's going to be the ETA or the first to finish? It's going to be on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, we expect the first boats to finish at the end of the afternoon, or maybe around between 5 and 8 p.m. on Wednesday. Yeah.
And then it could be very close between Darlin and Burton.
Yeah, and then we would have all the four next boats arriving during the night. Yeah. So we should have 5 boats within 10 hours, maybe.
So it's pretty exciting, and so it's there are really at least 3 boats who have a good chance of winning, and then you can add one more, Bestaven, who is also has a chance, but Burton, Darlin, and Erdmann, they all may be the overall winners of this regatta.
Yeah, I think even Bestaven, because he'll come back with more wind, and he has the biggest bonus because he has 10 hours and 15 minutes. So even if he finishes 4 hours behind Boris, he will still win the Vendée Globe. So it's still very tight between the 4 boats.
But is it going to be a very, very strong wind so that there can be accidents from now on in, or is it going to be sort of sweet sailing?
No. Well, it's not going to be very strong winds, but we know that then some of them have missing sails, so we don't know which sails are missing on the boats. And also for Yannick Bestaven, he has all has been taken away on the decks, so he has no more stanchions, nothing on the full deck. And so when he jives, it's pretty dangerous because he has to go on the full deck, but there is nothing to hold himself, and so it's pretty difficult for the skippers to.
But he managed to repair his furling system, so at least he can furl his sails.
We don't know exactly what's working or not on his boat. We know that he doesn't have. He's missing at least 2 sails, and at least some of the sails are not working on the furling systems, but we don't know which one.
Are the boats able to receive other weather forecasts than what they can receive from yours?
They receive it directly from the Squid or Predict Wind or whatever they choose to get the wind forecast. Yeah. So they get the grid files, and then they can analyze the grid files they get.
But you are the official strategist for the Vendée Globe race.
Yeah, for the organizer, but we don't give any advice to the boats. So they do whatever they think is the best for them. They do their own strategy on the boat.
So your purpose is really to serve the public, so that we all know what is going on.
Yeah, to serve the public, and also to for the security of the boats. And right now, I have a lot of questions on the ETA of the different boats, and when are they going to finish, and will it be daylight, nighttime?
It's too bad that there will be so few people to greet them when they get in, because otherwise, with these boats so close, it would have been really quite spectacular.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they're not. People in the Sable are not allowed to go on along the channel when they get inside, and so there will be very few people.
Well, thank you, Christian. It's been very interesting to hear this latest analysis. We can only expect that it's going to be a very close and very exciting finish, and nobody knows who is going to win this Vendée Globe regatta, unlike in most others where it's been a clear winner, several days before the finish.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me, and you can look at the finish on the internet, Facebook or YouTube. It will be broadcasted live.
Absolutely, we look forward to that. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
bye. Cheers.